Hello and welcome to Toilet Topics with Cody Glott. In today's episode, I will be reviewing and talking about Star Wars Rebels. The two episodes we'll be reviewing today are Wolves in a Door and A World Between Worlds. So let's kind of start off with the first episode. We kind of have like a Lothal cat and Lothal wolf kind of hanging out. And then we have the group agreeing to head north to see what's going on with the temple. Going back on last episode, Ezra getting that kind of like, piece of the temple with the 4 different hand signs. It's kind of, we have a few funny moments where Zeb looks a little afraid and Ezra's kind of like, that one doesn't talk, and he's like, he talks with his eyes. It's kind of good humor. And then also one of the wolves grabs Chomper by the mouth, and then so that's how they travel, and they travel very quickly, and it just kind of adds more to the mystery of what these wolves are and how they travel, and that kind of gets somewhat answered a little bit later in the episode. As they're kind of traveling, though, we kind of get this almost, it looks like hyperspace, that kind of blue, like twirling kind of light, and then we hear all the voices from the past, and it's a pretty cool scene. And then, so once they kind of make it there, Ezra kind of does his mind trick, and they take over some stormtroopers' armor, and then they're able to kind of sneak up towards the temple. We meet one of Emperor Palpatine's kind of advisors. I believe his name is Minister Hyden, I believe was his name. And we get the Emperor kind of like on a hologram, looking evil and sounding evil as ever, so that was some cool scenes. And I kind of like last review I did, I kind of predicted that we would probably get some Emperor action. So that was really good to see. And, one of the best callbacks in this episode is from the Clone Wars, and we see the father, the son, and the daughter, and that was one of my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars. And if you haven't watched it, go back. It kind of tells the story of Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, and they come to this kind of force planet where, the father's kind of like set in the middle, and then the daughter's kind of the light side, and the son is kind of the dark side, and he wants Anakin to pretty much take his place. And it was a really great callback, and I loved how they did the effect for that. It's like it's a 3D animated show, but the painting is like a 2D image that kind of moves, and it reminded me like old Super Mario Brothers style, like just how the painting almost came to life, and it was really good effect how they did that. And as Ezra is able to actually interact with the actual painting itself, and he's able to kind of create this gateway that he jumps through, and that's kind of how the first episode ends. Now, jumping into the second episode, this is the one I really enjoyed. So we kind of, as he enters this kind of like spatial realm, we hear like quotes from Yoda, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Kanan, and it's just a really cool scene. It's like you're hearing stuff from the past, from A New Hope to Empire. We even hear Kylo Ren later on, and it's just kind of cool how it's become full circle in this show, and like how this thing connects to all the story arcs and everything like that. And as this is going on, Minister Hyden is kind of integrated. He's pretty much interrogating Sabine and, trying to get answers out of her. And he pretty much thinks whoever controls this spatial realm can control the universe. And we kind of see that, because I can't believe this happened, but Ezra actually saves Ahsoka from Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, and he actually pulls her out. This kind of gives Ezra the idea that, hey, I could save Kanan. Good thing Ahsoka was there, because she kind of convinces him pretty much, hey, this was your master. Do you want to, he did everything to save you, and if you save him, how would y'all survive, kind of thing. And this opens up a lot of good questions, like could he have saved other things, or could he have stopped other things? But it seems like whenever they leave, he kind of permanently closes that gateway. But before that happens, we kind of have Emperor Palpatine. He's trying to he's speaking this language. I'm guessing it's some Sith language of the dark side, and he's using this like blue fire type thing that we've never seen him do before. And it could only be because maybe that's how that stuff works in that kind of spatial realm, the dark side. But he's pretty much chasing Ezra, and I can get the feeling that, you know, Emperor Palpatine's always looking for a younger apprentice, and I'm sure he's going to try to recruit Ezra to the dark side, and that's kind of the feelings I was getting. And then even some of the trailers in the past, you kind of get the sense that, is Ezra going to go to the dark side? I don't think so. I mean, he might be tempted, and he may be like somewhat turned, but I think they kind of went down that road with Darth Maul, and I don't think they will repeat that, but you never know. You know, Ezra's not around by the time of New Hope, so we don't know what happens to him, so I'm very curious. And then also with Ahsoka, I mean, come on, she was able to come back. That was awesome. She's one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars. I love the novel Ahsoka, and just having her in Rebels was cool. And then you never really knew her fate after that battle, so it's kind of great that they're not just leaving that wide open, so we're able to kind of know what's going on with that. So that was a great moment. And then the heroes kind of barely escape, and then they wake up, and, you know, Ezra and Hera kind of both say goodbye to Kanan. It's kind of a sad moment, but you know, you can definitely tell this is getting towards the end of the show. So kind of my predictions for next week's episodes, we're definitely probably going to have, you know, some Thrawn action. He just talked to the Emperor. He's heading back. My biggest question is, will we see Darth Vader again? I think we probably will. Maybe him versus Ezra. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Ahsoka will definitely link back up with the Rebels in some kind of way, and try to fight Thrawn. And, you know, I'm not sure if Thrawn's going to survive the end of the show or not, but I know another novel's coming out in July, so I'm really curious to see the fate of Thrawn, because he's one of my favorite characters, as well as, you know, Darth Vader and Emperor. They're all great. So I like where the show's going. I don't really know how it's going to end, you know, for these heroes that we've like grown to be attached to these past 4 years. So my only hope is, even if the series ends, or when the series ends, that they continue with the animated shows, the really fun side stories along with the books that really add to the experience that is Star Wars. So if you enjoyed my review, please like and subscribe. Again, this is Toilet Topics, signing off.